Hey, how's it going? It's Tim Brown, and this is another episode of Construction Wise. And today I'm going to be talking to you about Google Ads and how to get started if you've never done them before. I am not always talking about Google Ads. I am always talking about organic traffic because I love free traffic from people that are just searching. But when it comes to your most lucrative terms, the things that people are Googling that are most likely to make you money, I do suggest going after at least the top 20 terms in Google Ads. And so a couple things that I might mention are, if your service is over $1,000, why would you not spend 50 cents to $5 to try to get those clicks when it's the term that people are most likely to search when wanting to buy your service? And I'm gonna give you some ideas about how to do that. A good way to get started, obviously, you're gonna have to set up a Google Ads account if you haven't already and start a campaign. But B, you need to figure out what your top 2 lucrative services are and maybe add 10 keywords to go after for each of those services. So if you use brackets around the keywords that you're going after in Google Ads, it's called the exact match term, and I might suggest starting there and then moving to keyword and then a plus symbol and then keyword plus symbol. So in that way, somebody has to search all of those terms, but they don't necessarily have to be in the same order that you entered them in. The first tip on how to do this well is I strongly suggest using dynamic keyword insertion. So really, the way to do that is just there's a curly bracket and then keyword colon, and then you have to put in something that would be a fallback if there's not a keyword to dynamically insert. But you can use the capital K and capital W to make sure that the dynamically inserted keyword is capitalized. So that's my first biggest tip. My second biggest tip is to write an ad that hooks people. So this is obviously a science in and of itself. I could do a whole video on how to write a Google ad that hooks people. But a couple things to note are, use alert words like scared and fear and things that actually will grab people's attention very quickly. Use body parts like eyeballs and hands and hair and things that actually call to mind a specific human thing so that you can grab people's attention with that as well. And really think about that key thing that somebody wants when they come to you. So think about beyond just the product or service, what result are they trying to get? And write the ad around that result and use very positive, constructive, specific language and use a call to action. So get started today, learn more now, etc. Lastly, use appropriate ad extensions. So Google has something called ad extensions. It could be your phone number. It could be other links within the site besides the main link you're trying to direct people to. It could be your address. And by using these extensions, you call more attention to your ad and it gets more space that's taken up. So that is super helpful to just grab attention. All right, so wrapping up, get started by adding 20 of your most lucrative terms to Google Ads, and you can start to see your efforts in comparison with your other work. So your SEO work, your Facebook ads work, whatever else you're doing, but you should at least be using Google Ads for your top terms, especially if your product or service is a lucrative one. And of course, join me next time for Construction Wise. Bye guys.